All right. Ever feel like money controls you instead of the other way around? Let's flip the narrative today. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Talking Business with Ritz, where we showcase the human behind the title before the offer. I am Ritzel Loredo-Rectra, and today we're going to tackle a topic that resonates with so many of us: mastering our finances. With the guidance of our guest speaker for today, our expert guest for today, we'll discover powerful strategies to overcome financial barriers. So join us as we explore how to liberate your financial mindset and maximize your potential. So get ready for a transformational session. Here we go. All right, welcome back, everybody. Joining us today on Talking Business with Ritz is someone who truly embodies the idea of impacting the world from the ground up. All right. As the founder of Sacred Heart Soul Business, Georgianne has dedicated her career to guiding spiritual minded entrepreneurs through the complexity of financial management. So her approach isn't just about numbers, it's about nurturing the soul of their business and breaking through those money barriers that hold many people back. So Georgian excels in helping her clients overcome inconsistent income and self-doubt. Let's try to get to the bottom of this one as we go along with our session. So, teaching them how to harness the energy of money to foster both the personal and professional growth. So, with her innovative methods and holistic approach, she's transforming how entrepreneurs view and manage their finances. So, let's give her a warm welcome. Let me just put her on stage. Here we go.
Morning.
Welcome, Georgianne McConnell. McConnell.
Yes.
McConnell. How do you pronounce that again?
Yeah.
McConnell.
McConnell.
McConnell. All
Yeah.
right.
It's all good.
All right. Now, Georgina, it's an honor to have you here with us today. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much, Ritz. I'm very excited to be in talking with you and also your audience. I appreciate that.
All right. How are you today?
Doing well. It's beautiful day. So I'm happy to happy to be alive.
Yes. Now, let's get to know the person behind the title. So, are you ready, Georgine?
Yes, I'm ready.
All right. Now, let's go with the first question.
Okay.
Let me shift our layout then. Here we go. Our first question is: who is Georgine McConnell as a person?
So I am a let's see, it's hard. It's like I've been in the financial world my whole life. I am a single mom of two adult boys, sons, I should say. They're not boys. Um, and I love talking about money. I always have. I love money. I love what money can do for us. Um, and so I live in Arizona
Mm-hmm.
and love it, loving life.
All right. It's nice to say, to know that um, you have sons. I only have one, you have two. Wow. I can only imagine how you
Yeah.
brought them.
Yeah.
All right. Now, could you briefly let us know how did your path began or begin as a spiritual business coach?
I like a lot of people, way back when as I said, I was a single mom working at a job that I did not like. um,
Mm-hmm.
struggling paycheck to paycheck. I was stressed, in debt up to my eyebrows. And I just knew that there had to be a better way, right? I mean, I
Indeed.
didn't want to live the rest of my life. At that point, I was in my, probably my 30s, 40s. Um, and I knew I didn't want to live like that for the rest of my life. And one day I received a random email
Mm-hmm.
inviting me to a conference. So I attended the conference. There was a gentleman up at the stage talking about how to become a financial advisor. And as I said, I've been in the financial world my entire life. My
Wow.
parents bought a grocery store when I was 13.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's been, I mean, I've learned all about money starting at that early age. And so when that gentleman was up there talking about how to become a financial advisor and how to help people and how to really learn more about how to have money work for you, I was
Mm-hmm.
there in the audience going, wow, this is me. Oh, this is so what I could do. And um, I did sign up that night. And over the next few years, I took my securities license test, my life insurance, right? Did all this training and started really helping people
Mm-hmm.
in the financial world. And a few years later, I was able to leave my day job that I didn't like, and that led me to where I am today, becoming a business coach or being a business coach. I've been a business coach about 5.5 years now. So,
Wow.
uh, and so I love being able to bring together the business aspect and the financial part, right? Because not everybody loves money the way I do or loves talking about it. So
Right. Now it's always fascinating to hear the stories that have
thank you.
shaped our experts like you, like yourself, and made them who they really are today.
Yes.
So I have a follow up question though.
Yes,
Could you share a lesson or insight from your entrepreneurial journey?
absolutely. So, as most entrepreneurs know, right, typically we start our business because we are passionate about that aspect, right? Yoga
Exactly.
teacher, business coach, a Reiki healer. I can't even think of anymore. So, but we're really passionate about that aspect of it, whatever it is that we want to do. And most of the time, we feel that we're not a business person, right?
Uh-huh.
So
Indeed.
we're just
Yes.
here to do the yoga or to teach how to build a business even. And but if the people themselves don't think, if they have it in their brain that they're not a business person, then they lose that leverage, right? Of really being able to build a business, a successful, thriving business that fulfills their inner and outer life.
Yeah, indeed. And it's not that easy, shifting mindset from
Mm-mm.
actually, like for example, you are an employee and now suddenly you're on your own, trying to earn money and trying to do business.
Right,
You're
right.
doing everything on your own now.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, a lot of times when we think of being an entrepreneur, we
Mm,
think, "Yay, I don't have to work 40 hours for somebody else." But you
exactly.
end up working 24 hours a day for yourself, right? Because as you said, Rich, you're trying to do everything, all aspects that when you were an employee, you didn't have to
Yes,
think about all that stuff.
exactly.
Yeah.
All right, that's interesting insight. Thank you for sharing. All right, now it's time for our lightning round of questions. All right, are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right.
This is
Now,
so fun.
thank you. Now, what is your favorite word and why?
My favorite word
Yes, and
is
why?
and why. Okay. This year, I pick a word of the year. So this year, my word is courage.
Wow.
And
Okay.
why is to remind myself that I have the courage to do all those things that I want to do, but the monkey mind says, no, don't stop, right? So that's my word of the year is courage.
All right. Let's feed banana to that monkey.
Love it.
All right. Now, favorite way to start the day.
Ah, I did that this morning. I get up, I walk out the door, and I do a 2 mile walk. Um,
Wow.
yep, and I usually have my headphones in, right? So I'm listening to YouTubes or podcasts or sometimes music. Not very often, but yep, that's my favorite way to start the day. I get up, I walk out the door.
All
Um,
right.
yep, and 2 miles.
All right. Then tomorrow morning you'll be listening to our the replay of this life
Yes, I will.
experience review. All
It'll be
right.
what did I say?
All right. Now, what's your favorite book that inspired your career?
Oh my gosh. I am a book reader. In fact, I just ordered another one yesterday. So, um, and I read the personal development books and business
Uh-huh.
books. I am not a novel kind of gal. Um, well, there's just so many. I can't even think of one. But the one I just ordered last night because
Hmm.
of people on some of my Facebook groups that recommended it is Atomic Habits.
Oh,
And so it's about the small pieces that you do every day, right, or every week to make big changes in your life. So it's not like you have to go out and become an entrepreneur like that, right?
yeah.
You can just take the daily little steps to make it happen. So I'm really excited to read that book. I'll tell you about it when I get
Sure.
it.
All right. Now, if you weren't a business coach, what would you be doing?
Um, oh, if I if I wasn't a business coach, that would mean that I have sufficient money to live the life of my dreams. And doing that means I would be traveling and I would be hiking and I would be just out exploring nature and meeting people.
Wow, that's a dream.
That is my dream. It's like, yep, this is
Wow.
this is what I'm going towards.
Yes, can I have the same dream?
Nice.
All right. Now, next question: coffee or tea?
Water.
Water.
I don't
Okay,
do either
healthy.
one.
Healthy. All right. Dog or cat?
Both. I love both. Yeah. I don't have any at the moment, um, but I love both.
All right. Early bird or night owl?
Oh, early bird. Absolutely.
All right. I can see that.
Yeah,
All right.
I was traveling last weekend and I got up at 3 a.m. to start my drive home. So I'm like, yep, early bird is me.
Wow. 3 a.m. I'm still sleepy.
Yeah. Well, I do that because there's not very many people on the roads, right? And I had a 7 hour drive. So I was like, yep, I'll get up
Wow.
at 7, made it home by 10, piece of cake. Then I had the rest of my day.
Right. Okay. Now, in three words, how would your friends describe you?
Huh. Um, 3 words. I am passionate, I
Passionate,
am fun,
fun,
and um, love money. Sorry, 4 words.
forward. Okay. All right. Last question. What advice would you give your younger self?
Oh my gosh. My younger self I would give to my younger self the freedom to be who I am
Hmm.
way back when, right? To have the courage to live the life that I want instead of trying to be what my mom wants or my dad wants or my
Mm-hmm.
peers, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so that's, yeah, I would just say be you much sooner.
All right. So we have the same advice to our children now.
Yes, absolutely.
All right. Awesome. Thanks, Georgine, for those, Georgianne, for those insightful answers and for sharing, more about yourself with us.
Yes, thank you so much, Ritz.
All right, to our viewers, if you're enjoying this, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. And for everyone joining us live, keep sending in those questions for our
Yes,
Q&A session later. So now let's shift our focus in the next segment, learn from the experts. I'm excited to explore more about the practical steps we can all take to transform
yes,
our financial lives. So let's dive right in. All right, welcome back, amazing fanboms, to the Learn from the Expert segment. Now that we've gotten to know Georgine McConnell a bit better, I hope I pronounce her surname a little
yes,
bit better now. It's
yes,
now time. All right, it's now time to understand the core principles of financial empowerment. So, Georgianne, could you start by explaining how we can begin to identify and tackle our financial, limiting beliefs?
absolutely. Thank you for that, Ritz. And sometimes I'll just tell you, a lot of people call me G, right? Because my name
Oh,
is
gee,
so
that's
long,
better.
G. So much simpler.
Easier. All right. Yes.
Yes. So a foundation of shifting your mindset and being able to eliminate your limiting beliefs, right?
Uh,
One of the first pieces is we have to have clarity on what they are, right? So we've got to um, write down, what beliefs. For example, let me just kind of dive right in. So, for example, if you think about you growing up and you write down what your father thought about money or about
mhm,
wealthy people, right?
mhm,
And then you also write down what your mom felt about money.
mhm,
Um, and if you, or any guardians, grandparents, aunts, uncles, right? Whoever you were around up to like 7 to 10 years of age. And then with that, you write them down. Then you also say, what do I believe about money? One of my beliefs growing up, and again, as I said my parents bought a grocery store when I was 13. So I
mhm.
was always around money, right? I worked in the store if I wasn't in school. And then I started in banking at age 18. So there was always money around. So one
Yeah.
of my beliefs became money does grow on trees. And most people it doesn't grow on trees, but for me it did, right? Because I
Right.
always had money around me. Now that sounds like it was a fabulous thing, but then I got into debt, right? Because money grows on trees, so I always had money there. Um, so by identifying what beliefs you have, you can then limiting beliefs you have, you can then reframe them. So for me,
Mhm.
using money does grow on trees. If 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 I had used the if I had said that money doesn't grow on trees, right,
Mhm.
which is a common belief that a lot of people have, um, then I can reframe it to money does grow on trees, and that's taking it from a negative to a positive.
Yeah.
Um, another one is that like rich people are greedy, right?
Yes.
If you have that belief, well then how do you expect to be rich if you want to be rich,
Exactly.
right? It's just a disconnect, right? So you've got conflicting beliefs like that. So taking that understanding and now having the clarity of what your brain is saying
Mhm.
subconsciously to you, then you can shift it to rich people donate money to others. Rich people are philanthropists. Rich people are happy, right? Whatever ways that you want to reframe that negative. And then, once you do that, it's not just over, right? You have to say it to yourself multiple times a day, right? I have a I can't show you my paper, but I have a paper where I have my affirmations, or I call them inner voice activations, because it helps shift the subconscious brain into shifting from the old negative into the new positive. Rich people are happy, right? So
Right.
that's a simple way to start, shifting that monkey mind.
Yes. How do you do that affirmation? Do you say it out loud to yourself? Or do you?
Yeah, great question. So you can um, say it out loud. What I do is I record it on my just on my phone, right, on the
Mhm.
digital, and then I listen to it with my little um, headphone. And so you can say it out loud several times if you're in a space where you don't want to say your stuff out loud, right? Then just have it in a recording that you listen to.
Mhm.
Um, and have multiple, not just one, right? Try to
Yeah.
have multiple affirmations, or um, so that you can retrain your brain in a few ways at the same time.
Yeah. True. True. That is so true. The one that you mentioned about the rich people are
Hmm.
greedy. So that's a
Yeah.
common belief, not only in the U.S. Actually, it's global. Even in
Right.
Asia, it's like that.
Right.
And another one that is, I mean, on my experience, right? Because I'm the eldest, so
Ah.
anytime my family asks money from me, I'll just give. And then
Hmm.
I started like, okay. And then when I am the one who's like, I need it, and I cannot have any, I cannot ask help from anyone now.
Right.
So I started auditing myself. Where am I
Oh,
spending this money
good
like
for
that?
you.
Yeah, and then I started asking question. Where are you going to use this money? I even asked, okay, you use this money for this. I expect a receipt.
Exactly.
I expect a receipt. And that's when they started getting annoyed at me, getting angry
Oh.
at me. So you changed, they said. You don't love us anymore. So it's like, okay. So when you are like being mindful about how you spend, be ready. I mean, for myself, right? That's my
Right.
experience. Be ready to repel people,
Right. Right.
even your loved ones.
Right. Right.
Yeah, it hurts.
It, it's difficult. It really is. I have, like you, I've loaned money to family just a few times though, which is good. And yeah, I didn't get a receipt or anything. And and part of it for me is I have the mindset that if he if I get paid back, great. If not, that's okay. I helped, that person out when they needed it the most, right? So, yeah, but I'm with you on, if your family is used to you providing or helping them out, if you put a stop to that, or you kind of put some conditions on it, yeah,
Yeah.
they're gonna go, "Wait." Yeah. Yep. That's good though.
All right. So, as we dive deeper into our discussion, let's now turn our attention to a powerful way actually we can boost our business today. So, let's now jump to our first topic, which is I'm going to show on the screen:
Okay.
maximize earnings, leverage your client base. So, we are going to try to walk you through my audience right now, Pam Bam. how entrepreneurs can truly maximize your earnings with your existing client base with
That's
the
right.
help of our expert guest here. Now, Miss G, I'm going to call you Miss G.
I love it.
All right. Can you explain what it means to leverage existing client base to maximize earning, and how can entrepreneurs start implementing this strategy effectively?
Yes, absolutely. I love that. That's one of my favorite things I enjoy talking to my clients about is they quite often, right? And I'm just speak in generalities, right? But quite
Mhm.
often they have, um, let's just say, 100 clients, right? That they've gotten over the years, yoga, business, whatever it is. And they keep thinking that I've got to keep getting new ones, new
Yeah.
clients, new clients, new clients. But what I look at is first we look at what products and services do they have already in place. Now, if you're an online entrepreneur, you might have online courses, you might have meditations, you might have, right, different vehicle or different items that are already created, which is
Mhm.
great. So then what we'll do is you look at all of their products and services and say, here's what I have, here's what the price is, and here is how many clients I have that have already purchased that one product, right? Chances are what I find is that most entrepreneurs don't have 100% of their clients purchasing 100% of their products, right? So that's where maximizing the earnings and leveraging your client base comes into play because you can say, let's say I have a meditation, 20-minute meditation that I charge $20 for, right? If you invite all 100 of your clients, or let's say 90 of your clients, because 10 have already bought that meditation, if you
Mhm.
invite via email or messenger or
Mhm.
something, all 90 of them to purchase that um, meditation for $20, you've increased your income right then, right? Without having to expend any further energy in creating a product. So it's really about, for me, it's about understanding what products and services do you have. I'm trying to get my hands in the window. What products and services do you have, and what clients do you have that you can easily mesh them together, if that makes sense?
Interesting. So, what are some common mistakes entrepreneurs make when when trying to increase earnings from their current clients, and how can they avoid them?
Yeah, great question. So quite often entrepreneurs, and I work with a lot of spiritual, holistic entrepreneurs. So,
Mm-hmm.
and women, right? And so that's kind of a double-edged sword, right? Because as women and as spiritual, holistic women, we feel like we shouldn't charge for our services or we should
All
discount
right.
our services. And I'm like, no. Right? And it's again, it goes back to the mindset, right? We feel like we are not worthy or we don't deserve it. So it's starting with shifting the mindset and then looking at the products and services that you currently have and recognizing that for when you are giving your gift of products and services to your client, then you want to allow them to give their gift, which in this case is money,
Mm-hmm.
to receive, right? So that it's a win-win for both you and the client. If you give your gift of the service and product that you offer, but you don't want them to pay you, well, then that doesn't allow them to give their gift to you, right? It's got to be that reciprocal energy, right? It's all about the energy. So I don't know if I answered your question, Rich, but
Yeah, if you put it that way, then yes. So I'm what I'm getting is that the common mistake that most of the entrepreneurs like us or like me, right, is to give my services for free,
Mhm.
right, and not really receiving anything in return.
That's right. Right. And it kind of, it blocks the energy, and the flow of money. Money is just energy. It's just energy that we're exchanging for the products and services that we have. And so if you don't allow that, if you stop that
Mm-hmm.
energy flow, then it just feels off, right? I mean, think about if you ever gave someone a gift and they really didn't like it,
Mm-hmm.
then you felt bad for giving it to them. They felt bad because they had that look on their face that they were like, "Oh, right, I really didn't want this," right? So it's money's the same thing, right? And um, we really want to open that channel of money and energy and flow so that as entrepreneurs, we can keep sustaining our business, right? None of us want to
Right.
go back to the day, the job, the job. So we've got to be able to allow in enough of the money so that we can live the life we want to live.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. You know, when people comes from the, from the area of helping, asking money from that help, as a reciprocal stuff, it's
Right.
like it's off. I mean, if I think of it that way, I'm helping you, you pay me. It's like, oh, how did that doesn't
That's
sit, it sits right. But when you say that I'm giving you a gift, and in return give me a gift, so that the flow will circle back, and the energy will circle back, then that's
right.
another shift of mindset.
Exactly. And that's all it is. It's shifting in the mind. A lot of people, we say or we hear people say, I hate money. I don't want to have money.
Oh
Why do we
yeah.
have money in the world, right? But it's just sorry, I'm like, "Ah," but it's just that money is just like electricity, right? We flip the
Right.
switch and the lights come on. We're happy about that. Money's the same thing. We need money in this society, in today's society, we need
Mhm.
money in order to live. So why shouldn't we allow ourselves to accept the gift from somebody else so that we can keep the lights on, right? I mean, it is really a shift in mindset, you know. And
Exactly.
I've been like this my whole life. However, I still had challenges. I was still in debt, right? And I had to remind myself that I'm worthy and I'm deserving. And that goes back to those inner voice activations or affirmations that we talk about,
Hmm.
and to shift our mindset so that we can, in our business and in our personal lives, but in our business specifically, we want to keep having our business, right?
Right, right, right. You are right. I agree with that. Sometimes they also say like money is evil.
Mm-hmm.
Have you heard that?
I have. I have. And and there's that the Bible, the and I'm going to paraphrase it because I don't know it specifically, but the my understanding, the Bible verse that talks about it is the love of money is the root of all evil, right?
Right.
But for me, and I say I love money freely, right? To anybody who'll ask me, I have no qualms about it because I love money for what it does for me. I love the
Correct.
value of money. I am not out to get money from anybody, everybody in any negative, creepy kind of way, right?
Mhm.
I just know how we, as a society right now, how much we rely on money how much it can do for me, for my family, for my business, for my clients, right? And for the world, right? Um, and so you know, I, yes, I've heard that many times, and I can, you know, um, push back the same way as I push back on all the other ones. It's all a mindset, right? It's all how you use it. If we said electricity is the root of all evil, it would we still not turn the lights on? Probably not, right?
Right. No, we won't be talking like this right now without
Yeah.
that. All right, I want to circle back to some examples. Now, could you share an example of a successful strategy you've observed or implemented that effectively maximize earnings from an existing client base?
Yes, absolutely. I'm glad you brought that up because I was thinking, oh, wait, I didn't say about that. So, another way that we can maximize earnings, leveraging our client base, again, we start with what products do we have and what services do we have that we already have created.
Mm,
And we look at the pricing
yeah.
and we say, am I discounting this pricing because I want to help everybody or I don't feel like I deserve it? Right. And we take, and we uh, I've been working on a worksheet to put all this together. So, but we take that, and let's just say that the service that we offer is $100. In fact, I met with
Mm,
a client of mine a month or so ago, and her services are $100. So for per session. So we were talking about that, and one of the things that we talked about is
mm-hmm.
recording her session, right?
Right.
And if we recorded her session to give to her client, what do you think they would they appreciate that? And of course, yes, right, most people would. Um, and what might they pay for that? Well, maybe $50, right? Or $25, I think is what she said. Maybe $25. So if we increase right like that, increase her session to 125 and we include the recording, then she feels good, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because it's simple for her to do the recording and the client feels, they don't have to know that it was 100 and now I'm charging you 25 for the recording. It's all about her emotions and how she felt. Well, we ended up by the end of our 3-hour session talking that we did, we ended up with her increasing her session to $150 because that
Wow.
kind of stretched it, right? Because we're trying to stretch her mindset because she's like, well, but I don't want to, I know these people can't afford it. Well, then maybe they're not the people for you. And I don't mean that negatively. It's why should I sacrifice my time
Mm-hmm.
and not make enough money for my family just so that I can help somebody who really can't afford it, right?
Right.
So that was kind of netted out, right? So by looking at your current products and services, how can you add a little something simple, maybe a that 20-minute meditation, right? Add that as a bonus. Increase your session by $50, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so being able to look at that as a whole and say, I'm going to increase my prices 25%, right? But you have to feel good about it, because if you don't feel good about it and then you put it out in the email or in a message or something to your clients and they feel that negative energy subconsciously, then
Mm-hmm.
it feels creepy and not good. So it's really about shifting your mindset to say, how can I increase my prices by either adding additional products or services that I've already created, or create a 20-minute meditation, for example, that I could
Mm-hmm.
add in as a bonus while I'm increasing the prices.
Right. But won't that like repel more possible clients?
It's possible.
Mm-hmm.
However, the idea is that you attract, or you want the people who can pay for your services. And I don't mean that, that you don't help people. But if you're trying to build a business, and if your goal in building that business is to make enough money, as we were talking about earlier, make enough money to quit working, and you still have plenty of money to travel and meet people and hiking and all that other stuff, in order to do that, you might need to find a different client base, right? Or um, increase your footprint so that you have low ticket items, mid ticket items, and then the higher ticket items, right? That, yeah, maybe the people in the low ones can't afford the top ones, or
Mm-hmm.
choose not to. I don't like to say can't afford, choose
Mm-hmm.
not to. um, so you're still helping people, but your energy, your one-on-one time is devoted to those high ticket item people, right? Does that make sense?
Oh, okay. So for those like high touch,
Yes,
high focus, those are the high priced or high tickets.
right,
Oh, okay,
right.
understand.
Yeah, we
Those are.
kind of,
Mhm.
I'm sorry. I
Go
look at
ahead.
a profit pyramid, right? So like
Uh-huh.
this.
Right.
And at the bottom, the biggest group of people that you have might be and I'm just using these numbers. They might be a online course that you sell for $200, right? And
Mm,
you might have 100 of them. Then the next tier up is your mid level, which could be $900 for a course. And
mm-hmm.
then, as you were saying, the top tier is the one on one, it's the group coaching. That could be $5,000, it could be $10,000, right? But you have that pyramid, that profit pyramid, so that you can help lots of people. So you're just expanding who you can help instead of trying to keep your products and services just at the bottom, because then you'll be working a lot of hours for that, $100 or $200 client. Does that make
Mm.
sense?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It totally does. It totally does.
Yeah.
All right, those were fantastic information,
Yeah.
Miss G. Thank you very much. So for
I
the
love it.
interest of time, let's go jump to the next topic. All right, right. Really is money is something that's very interesting to talk about. That time doesn't permit us to,
Yes.
talk more about it. All right, now we move to the next topic: vision your way to greater business success. Here we go. So I'm
Yes.
gonna plow ahead with the question. How do you help entrepreneurs craft a vision that not only inspires but drives tangible success?
I love that. Yeah, as you can tell, I can talk about money and business all day long. So
Yes.
I love it. So as far as the visioning, right, I have
Mhm.
a process that I call true north visioning. And it's really about helping the entrepreneur to dive into who they are themselves. They're not me, they're not you, right?
Right.
But we set that. I mean, it's a lengthy process. I'll try to net it out here. Um, but we go through some visioning, journaling of what and dreaming, right? What do they want their business to look at or to look like? And and just out from the head onto the paper, right? And then as I said, it's a several hour. If anyone's done a vision board, it's a similar process. We kind of talk about what we want. We then that can take a couple of hours because we really want to go into the details of what does it look like? How long do I want to hit $1 million in a year? Do I want it
Mm,
in 10 years, right? Or 100,000, whatever that dollar amount is for you. Um, and we do the visioning in say 3 years from now, what does your business look like? 5 years from now, what does it look like? And really go into the details. Where do I live? Who's with me? What kind of car do I drive? Do I travel 3 times a year, 8 times a year, right? All of those pieces to really get it ingrained into who we are and what we want to do. Then we kind of reverse engineer it. So if in 3 years I want to make a $500,000, by the time I get to 3 years, $500,000 per year, how do I get there? And starting from today in 3 years, and then you back into how much is that per year that I want to earn, and then how do I go even a step further down is how many clients do I need? What services and products do I need? What pricing do I need? So it's a pretty in-depth thing. We look at the profit pyramid, right, that we've just been talking
Right.
about, and the products and the services and the clients, and we back into what daily, weekly, monthly action steps do I need to take, and I have a tracker for that, do I need to take in order to hit that goal? And then every quarter, I recommend doing a kind of a mini visioning session is, are
Mhm.
you on track? Do you still want to make a half a million, or now has life changed and you only want to make 100,000 in 3 years, right? And then you just kind of ratchet things down. But it's a fun process, because what I find is a lot of people, they stop dreaming, right? We're just day to day, we're in the job, we're 8 to 5, we've got the kids, we have the family or the children, we have the family, and we wake up and we're 40. And it's like, how did that happen? Right? So I want to help people to dream about their business and really, because you put your heart and soul in this and energy and time, and if you want it to be a long-term business, like most of us do, we start a business to change our life, right?
Mhm.
We don't just start a business so that 6 months we can go back to a job.
Yeah.
Um, but I really like helping people dream about what do they want to do with their life, which in turn is fed and paid for by their business.
Wow. All right. That's very, very interesting and very incredible insights there. Now, let's shift to the next topic,
Yes.
which is master profit and
Oh,
loss for business growth. So,
okay.
Miss G, so as we talk about laying a solid foundation with a clear vision, so how does understanding profit and loss play into enhancing business growth?
Okay, I love talking about profit and loss. So, profit and loss, um, is also known as your income coming in and your expenses going out, right? And most entrepreneurs, that when I talk to them, and this also goes back to when I was a financial advisor for, a decade, that most women, because primarily my clients are women, most women rely on their husbands or their
Mhm.
fathers or some other person, typically male, in their life to take care of the finances. So what I like to do, and I did this as a financial advisor too outside of the business, but what I like to do is help business owners or entrepreneurs understand how your profit and your loss, and understanding that, seeing those numbers every month, if not every week, then you can shift things, you can leverage what you're spending. What you had said earlier, Ritz, is where am I spending, where's the money being spent? Give me a
Yeah.
receipt, right? It's the same concept. So I help my clients set up a simple, it could be an Excel spreadsheet or it could be a piece of paper where they list the expenses and the income for their business for that period, a month. Typically, I start them with a month and then we look at it. But mastering it means that you look at those numbers and you understand them. You don't have the husband do it. I mean, you can have the husband take care of the finances for the family or whatever, and that's fine. And a lot of people do that. But I still encourage the women to understand what it means, right?
Yeah.
So we talk about where's the income coming in and all of the expenses. And then you look at it and you shift. Do I need to spend less? in this category? Can I make more in the income? But if you look at it on a regular basis and you plan, right? It's just like um, a budgeting. Well, I don't use the word budget. I use spending plan, for your family. It's the
Yeah.
same thing. If you look at it every month for your business, then that gives you the opportunity to make changes. So by the end of the year, you're not looking back and going, "Wow, I can't believe I spent that much on printer paper." Right? It's the I know exactly month to month what money is coming in for my business and what money is going out. If you don't know, there's no clarity. You have no idea until the CPA tells you, here's how much you owe in taxes. And
Oh,
that's just, for me, is just not the best way to live, to build your business. So understanding and mastering that profit and loss statement is key, you know.
all right. Now, could you explain some common mistakes entrepreneurs make when managing their profit and loss statements? So, how can they
Yes.
avoid these pitfalls?
Yes, absolutely. So some common mistakes are, as I had mentioned, one is they have someone else look at it, right? Two is they think that they're not capable of understanding a profit and loss. It's a big scare. I mean, it's a scary word, right? Profit and loss, but it's simple. If you learned how to drive a car, you can learn how to master your profit and loss statement. It's really simple. Um, so they think that they're not capable of doing it, or they mix in, and this is a big one that I see, is they mix in their business income and expenses in with their personal. And then it's a mess at the end of the year because they've got to separate it all out. Oh, well, was that restaurant on a business trip, or was that, you know, just the family going out? So, one of the ways to stop that is to have a separate business checking account and a separate business credit card if possible. I'm one of those. I use credit cards for everything because I get the points or I get the cash or whatever, right? So I leverage that. I pay them off every month, but it's the um, learn how to do it yourself
Mm-hmm.
and separate the business from the personal. And uh, and if your husband wants to help you, or a partner, I don't mean, to say anything negative about that type of stuff, because it's truly a personal decision. I feel it's very important for the woman, the business owner, whoever that business owner is, to understand, the money aspect of their business.
Right. That's amazing. Wow.
Thank
What
you.
a what a fantastic expert interview. All right. I'm gonna pop in like probably two more follow up questions from our audience. Can't ask everything. All right. All right. Maybe this one. This one quite interesting. How often should we revisit our financial goals, and what signs might indicate it's time for a change?
I love that question. Yay, yay. So as I had mentioned, I believe in doing a quarterly deep dive on our financial goals, right? Quarterly, um, so every 3 months, right? For the year. And then the beginning of the year or at the end of the last year, I usually do a forecast for the upcoming year, right?
Mhm.
Um, and so that's what I would recommend, at least once a year, and really do it quarterly, right? So that you get it 4 times a year. And then what signs might indicate it's time for a change? If you're looking at your business income and expenses monthly, you'll see what signs. You'll see the signs of you're either making more money or less money, or your expenses are higher or lower, or you're kind of stagnant, right? Which then what that tells me is it's time for a new product, or it's time to beef up a product. If you don't do one-on-one coaching, then maybe that's the time to drop that in, right? And create that. So it's really, for me, it's all about the money. It's all about looking at money coming in, money going out, and how is that flowing quarter to quarter or month to month. And that would indicate the sign that it's time for a change.
All right.
Yeah, great
And
question. I
then,
love that.
right. Um, all right, this one. What's a common financial myth that you think more people should be aware of?
Hmm. That's a good question. Okay, let me think. Let me think. A common financial myth that
Yeah.
more people should be aware of. I'm going to say it again. I think the myth that as women and
Mhm.
as entrepreneurs, the myth that we should give away our services for free or discount them, that and actually I'm not responding to that, because it should be gone. That myth should be gone, right? So it's not that people should be aware of. They should be aware that financially they are worthy and deserving of everything that they desire, right? Abundance, the way I view the world, abundance is our birthright. We are here in order to be abundant, right? All of us. So maybe s- that, I don't know that answers the question. Um, I mean, I've talked about some, like with the women, primarily women, letting the husbands or the spouses or the
Mhm.
fathers or the accountant in their life take care of their money. I think that myth should go away. That women are truly capable of understanding and building the business.
Mhm.
And the financial part of it is just it's just a piece of it that they absolutely have the capacity to be the capacity and
Capacity.
capability to understand and thrive in the financial world.
Right, right, right. I'm gonna share something. In Asia, most of the women are the one managing the finances.
Oh, good.
The the males or the husbands are the one giving the money, the salary, and the women are the one budgeting or doing the spending. It's just that they wouldn't know how to budget properly, most of them. So that's the problem. That's where the
Yeah,
problem begins. All
nice.
right, now,
I
yeah,
like
okay.
that. Yeah.
One last question. This is for the visioning. All right, now, in terms of building a vision for our finances,
Mm,
right? What's one creative approach that can help us stay motivated? So something
I
like
love
up in
that.
the middle.
Yes, yes. Yeah, the motivation, the inspiration, the the discipline, right? We all have these, we get this vision and we go, "Yeah, I'm going to do it." And then a week later or a month later we're like, "Oh, right? It can't
Yeah.
happen." So, that's a great question. So, what I do and what I encourage my clients to do is that once they have that vision,
Mhm.
and I like to have them sometimes when we create our vision, sorry, when we create our vision, it could be 8, 10 pages long, right? So if you can, well, you can do two things. You can either read that vision every morning and every night, all
Mhm.
8 pages, or if that is like a little too long for you, even though this is your business and your vision, so right, we should all be able to devote the 5 minutes it's going to take to read 8 pages. If you
Right.
have to, cut that down to a one pager and do the same. Post it on your bathroom mirror, Post it on, if you drive for a living or for your business, post it on your steering wheel so that when you get into the car, you read that
Mhm.
right before you go to meet with your first client of the day. So those are just two, a few things. Read it morning and night, post it on your bathroom mirror, post it on your steering wheel. You can also, and I've done this too, is you record it and then you listen to it, right? As you're either as you're driving or if you're just like doing some busy work and you can have this voice, which is your voice,
Yes.
in your head reminding you, here's my, oh yeah, I want to go to Egypt, right? Or, oh yeah, I want to make $100,000. Oh yeah, right? By doing that daily, that helps you to stay motivated, to stay inspired, and then it gives you the energy to do the discipline and to do those action steps that you need day after day after day.
All right. Now, follow-up questions just came to my mind. So what's the difference between visioning and manifesting?
Ah, so good. That's a great question. So the way I look at it, so visioning is when you are deciding what you want or dreaming about what you want. Once you have that dream, then the manifesting is what comes into play because then you're manifesting. So it's really close, but you got to dream it first before you can manifest it, right?
Right, right.
Yeah, it's a very um, they go hand in hand, right? So I envision my annual goal of $100,000 and then I manifest that $100,000.
Right.
Yeah, great question.
Okay. Yeah, we
I
have
love
more
it.
questions, but we're running short. I think we're over, but the
Oh,
show must go on. Thank you so much, Miss G, for sharing your valuable insights with us. Now let's continue to the next segment, which is work with the experts. So let me just put in then the segment title. Here we go.
nice.
All right, welcome back, fantastic fandoms. Miss G here. Her insights today have given us practical tools to start mastering our finances right away. So, from enhancing our vision to optimizing our earnings through existing relationships to our client base. It's clear that small changes can lead to big results. So, let's put these strategies into action and watch our business grow. So, as we move into the work with the expert segment, Miss G, here we go. Could you share with our audience how they can engage with your services and start making real changes in their financial lives?
I would love that. Thank you so much, Ritz. This has just been so much fun. You and I could talk for days. I know we could talk for
Let's
days.
have part two.
This is so much fun. So I do have my website, which is georgiannemcconnell.com. Um, and on that, I have, lots of courses and I have a free workbook, the Unlocking Prosperity Workbook that's there on the website. I am also on Facebook, Georgianne McConnell, on LinkedIn, Georgianne McConnell, and Instagram, Georgianne McConnell. Yep, yep,
All
yeah.
right.
And like you, Ritz, I'm a firm believer in let's talk, right? If you have questions, feel free to shoot me a message, a direct message on Facebook, or LinkedIn or Instagram, and happy to chat with you, with everybody.
All right, Miss G. It's been a pleasure, a profound pleasure having you here in the show with us today. Your insights really is fantastic
Thank you.
and have not only enlightened us but given us practical tools to take control of our financial destinies. Thank you for sharing your expertise with us.
Thank you very much. Love it.
All right, to our viewers, I hope today's session inspires you to break free from financial limitations and achieve the success you deserve. So
That's right.
remember the key to growth is continual learning and adaptation. So we keep pushing the boundaries of what we can achieve.
That's right.
All right. So for those of you who are watching, if you're motivated by what Miss G shared and want to explore how you can work with her to reach your goals and fulfill your bigger mission, don't forget to visit her website and connect with her in social media. So this is the handle. You can find it in Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. Georgianne McConnell. All right. Miss G.
Miss G. That's just easier.
Yes. All right. My fam bam, if you find this interesting and you find this helpful and entertaining, please do hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and stay tuned for more inspiring episode. And let's continue to help others learn more by leveraging the expertise of our guest here. So let's spread the words. All right. Until next time. Um, Let me just prepare my banner. All right, here we go. So until next time, keep striving, keep thriving. This is Ritzel Loredo-Rectra and our expert guest, Miss Georgianne McConnell. Stay safe and healthy as we continue talking business with Ritz.
Nice.